Good morning. So we're going to be in Daniel chapter 6. So, my own church, I don't give a lot of devotions. I'm the Sunday school teacher. So when I was asked to do a devotion, I thought, why not stick with what a Sunday school teacher does and play with stories? So we're going to read Daniel in the Lion's Den here in chapter 6, starting in verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom an 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, and of whom Daniel was first. And the prince might give account unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there an error or fault found in him. Then said these men, We shall not find an occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, the princes, the counselors, and the captains, have consulted together and established a royal statute, and to make a firm decree that whoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which alters not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. So here we have Daniel, who is this quote unquote perfect human. He is faithful, he's a good follower unto God, and the world sees that and they're jealous of him. And because they're jealous of him, they set a trap for him, knowing that he would step into it, knowing that he would continue to pray to God, even though it may be illegal. We see a disdain for him. He's just as Jesus says in John 15. So if you all want to turn there with me, John 15, verse 19. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. So we see here that even Jesus is telling us that this is something that we're going to go into, that we're going to deal with in our everyday lives, because we choose to follow God. Examples like in our own lives that I can think of are when you're scheduled to work on Sunday, the world's getting in your way of you going to church, you serving God. It may not seem like as big of a deal as a law being put forth saying that we can't pray, but there's other countries out there that are living this to this day. Well, now back to Daniel. We're going to continue in verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into the house, and his windows being opened in his chamber towards Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, and he did afore. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplications before his God. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Thou hast not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save O thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. The king answered and said, The thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which alters not. Then answered they and said before the king, That Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians is that no decree or statute which the king established may be changed. The king commanded, and and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thy servest continually, he will deliver thee. So here, Daniel knew what the law was, and he still chose to pray to God. Not once, not twice, but 3 times a day. Probably not during the meals, I would hope not. But that's what we should strive to be like. We should strive to pray and praise our God all the time, just like Daniel did. I think that is kind of the most important part of this section here, is that even though laws were put forth, he didn't back down. If you want to turn with me to Matthew chapter 7. And in verse 21. Not everyone that says unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say unto me, me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then when I profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Jesus warns us that we need to not just be people who come to church and just sit in the pews. We have a mission that we have to do, and the world is going to get in our way, and we got to know and have a true faith and have a genuine relationship with God to overcome that. Going back to Daniel, and in verse 17. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of the lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. The king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then Daniel said unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before the innocence was found in me, and also before thee, O king, that I have done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he had believed in his God. We see here that Daniel was protected. He chose to remain faithful to God, even though the world was telling him not to. And because he remained faithful, because he continued to have a true, genuine relationship with God, he didn't fear. That's something that we should take into our everyday lives, is that we need to have a genuine relationship with God, that when we are out in the world, we don't have fear of what may come. Especially in these days. These days it's only getting worse out there. The world's going to get in our way, so we have to build up our faith, just like Daniel did. There's other characters in the Bible to follow as well who did this exact same thing. We have the choice to follow God or let the worldly things get in our way. So I'm going to finish off here in Joshua chapter 24, the pretty familiar verse. Joshua chapter 24 and in verse 15. And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the side or on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. But for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That is something that I strive to do, and I hope that you guys would do as well, so that when I meet my Maker, he will say, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's what I have for you.